Lloyd Levene, Chairman of Lloyds of London. So thank you so much for being here on Bloomberg. All right, finally, after it seems months, weeks of negotiations, Europe has finally understood the severity of the situation, and we saw this package being put on the table, not unlike what the governments did for the banks during the financial crisis. Are you putting aside relief? Finally they have something on the table.
Yeah, I think it's very good, and clearly it took a long time and a lot of effort. But they've come up with what I think everyone will regard as a very serious package, which, as you said, recognises the severity of the situation. And let's see how the markets react. My guess is it's going to be pretty positive.
Is it too little, too late? It seems that if they offered, a fifth of what they offered today, just 2 months ago, then the markets would have had more transparency and it wouldn't have been so many gyrations.
No, everybody can be wise after the event. The important thing is we are where we are. And if after this huge package is put together, the markets are satisfied and people can get on with trying to run their businesses and their lives rather than worrying about this all the time, then it's done a good job.
Are you concerned about the situation of the UK? We have a hung parliament. We also have a huge deficit. Will the UK become another Greece or Portugal type country?
No, I don't think so. The hung parliament is a situation which we haven't had for a long time. But I think all the parties involved are treating it well and seriously. And I think they all realise more than anything else that the economy and what has happened with the deficit has to be dealt with. And my guess is that the markets will understand that you don't fix something like that in half an hour. And if it takes 2 or 3 days to resolve and come up with a situation which is going to give us a strong government which can deal with these things, which are going to be tough, I think they'll give us a certain amount of leeway to do that, and that's the way it seems at the moment. We'll know later on today or tomorrow how that happens.
If the UK loses its triple-notch credit rating, would this even be a disaster?
Well, it certainly wouldn't be good, but I don't see that happening, and I don't see any reason why it should do.
Lord Levene, I also wanted to ask you about the oil spill that we saw with BP over in the States. What will be the total insurance hit that you get from this?
Well, in fact, we insured the rig, and we've already paid for the insurance on losing the rig. I don't think anybody knows the final amount yet, and the numbers you've seen around at present are really just speculation.
So how much will that impact? Do you have an idea already how much that would impact your profitability?
As far as we're concerned at the moment, it comes within our normal business parameters, and we don't see it doing anything drastic. I mean, that's what we're there for. When there's a disaster, we pay.
We've had quite a few disasters. We have the Chilean earthquake, the windstorm Cynthia, and this BP oil.
Yes.
How does this season rate compared to the same period in the last couple of years?
Well, it's tougher than it was in the last couple of years when we had a couple of very easy years. And in our business, it goes like that. You can't say, hey, we've had a great year because nothing happened, because you know that round the corner something is going to happen. But everything that's happened so far we would regard as being in normal course of business. And do we pay out quite a lot of money? Yes, we do. That's what we're there for.
Before this package by the EU, were you concerned about a double-dip recession?
Yes, and I mean, one can always be concerned about that, and it won't necessarily be relating only to the euro. We've got to see how the economies come out of that, and part of this conference here in Brussels is seeing how Europe can get its act together better and stop arguing about constitutional issues and realise that there's an economy out there that's for real, and to realise also that on the other side of the world, in Asia in particular, they don't have this problem, and we should look to being able to compete with them instead of contemplating our navel every morning.